Episode of Vine Panther presents. Today we shall. Oh, never mind. I don't have any internet. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Vine Panther presents. Today we shall be discussing The Boys as we talk about season 4 as an entire season. But anyway. We're gonna get into all that. But again, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. You can like on the video, you can comment on the video, share the video. We'll get back to your comments as soon as possible. We have a few comments already that we will get to in this particular video. But anyway, sit back, enjoy the intro, and we'll start this show. Oh, wait. I got to do it now. Wait. This is gonna be funny. Wait. You ready? Wait. I gotta do it.
This is awesome. This is amazing. I love it.
It was psychological. It was emotional.
Extremely entertaining.
But as always, as we try to say here, as we said, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And as we talk about this video, please like on the video and comment on the video, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Alrighty, we got Chris and I. We're gonna be together this morning. I know it's very early for our usual reviews, so thank you for everyone who decided to get up and hope you enjoy your Sunday. Let's talk about this obviously politically charged season of season 4 as it preps for the final season of season 5. But Chris, what did you think of The Boys this year?
Yeah, it was very, very, very heavily politically seasoned. You know, that's a lot of season. That was like overloading with Old Bay and salt and pepper. You know what I mean? But yeah, overall, actually, I really did like the season. Did I like it now? If I had to compare it to the previous seasons, probably maybe not as much as the previous seasons. You know what I mean? I know part of it was like, I'm like, yo, I want a Soldier Boy. You know, yes, we saw the whole thing at the end. You know what I mean? But you know, but generally speaking, I thought it was really good. I liked the idea of let's see, how do I put it? I love the idea of how they switched up Black Noir, even though it's the same actor, ironically, that played Noir in the first couple of seasons. But then now that he's like talking and now the other one is dead, he can actually now take off his mask and he's now the new Noir, Black Noir. You know, so yeah, generally speaking, it was really good. I thought it was interesting timing. I mean, I know the original finale was called Assassinations Run, and then they changed. And then did you notice that the finale was just called Finale, season 4 finale?
I did not notice that. I noticed the wall full of disclaimer on it. I did notice that.
Yeah. So the original title was Assassinations Run. And the assassination attempt in real life actually happened, and they just changed it to finale. It's just finale. Yeah. So yeah, you know. So you know, but it just I know that probably the show at this point is probably turning a lot of people who probably swing a certain way politically. You know what I mean? So, however, looking at what the director and the writer kind of said about all this, it seems like they don't really care. You know what I mean? They just don't really care.
They did say that. They were like, you know, if you feel like we're making fun of you and you're tired of the political stuff, like suck it up and watch another show, because this is what it is, you know, and we're not apologetic approach to it.
Yeah, and I guess I'm not too surprised because he went the same guy. So when he did Supernatural, another great show, he threw some stuff in there. Like there was a guy, a Supernatural, like he dealt with two brothers. One of them played by Soldier Boy, you know, Soldier Boy's character, ironically enough. You know, who's looking for their father who was Kessler, you know, Billy Butcher. So basically, let's just say this: The Boys is a Supernatural reunion. You know what I mean? The president of the United States played Uncle Bobby, and he used he used to say stuff like he said stuff like "idjit," which he said at the end of the season. I was like, oh, more Supernatural reference, but. Yeah, at the end of the show, I guess there was a character that died. He died for like 1 or 2 seasons, and then he was brought back to life essentially. Like, you know, like his spirit was brought back, you know, and then so he was brought back and he was catching up on the news. I'm like, the dude who did The Apprentice is the president? Who nominated this idiot? Like, you know what I mean? So he did like he just doesn't care, you know, essentially. So you know, that's why there was a buddy of mine at work who I actually used to work with when I used to work over towards Baltimore, who would love watching the show. And then they started in the first season. They got turned off because they saw there was a political lean, and that he leaned a particular way. So he's like, yeah, I ain't watching the show. So as the seasons went on, it looks like it's kind of gotten more more intense politically,
To say the least.
Yeah. So, but I mean, but I get it. It's like it's trying to be like more to like real to life in a way, in a certain way. You know what I mean? And to kind of make fun. I mean, that's the thing. It kind of even make fun of like even people on the left too. Like for example, the whole Black Lives Matter movement with the with having all the white celebrity liberals like saying like it's like says I'm responsible.
Yeah, I take responsibility.
I think yeah. It's just like I was like, oh shit, that's so.
What are we
doing? Yeah.
What are we doing? Like we got other things to deal with right now.
Right.
Oh,
right. Yeah. What about you? How do you feel about it? Did you like the fact that they kind of? One of your concerns was you were like, yo, they better put in some Gen V stuff in there, and they did.
They did. So I like the crossover, and so we like to start with the positives. So I want to say positive is Joe Kessler. So Jeffrey Dean Morgan is by far one of the best actors I've ever seen, and he is him no matter what, but somehow it's different. like I only knew him as Negan, just for the record. Like to me, like he's Negan, right? But that energy he brings to his different characters, but somehow it fits like every single time. So when they gave you the Fight Club scene where he's like, I am you, and then like they go back and they're like, remember, no one talked to him but Butcher. And you're like, oh shit. Like you're like,
so I'm gonna tell you this. So I figured it out when they first kidnapped the dude and when they cut it off his leg, and Kessler was just hanging by the door, but he never really like touched anyone. At that point, I was like, is he there? Because then before I was thinking like, I know he saw his wife, but then when I saw him, I was like, oh, I'm watching you. I don't know if you're real or not. But then every single time they were torturing the dude, he never went up to him ever. And I was like,
it was always
snap.
Butcher. It was
I
always
was like,
Butcher.
oh snap, he's gonna be fake. So I figured out not in the beginning, obviously, when they were on the park bench, didn't know, even later on and whatnot, when they were like they were in the office, it took him just like kind of always standing back. I'm like, this is Negan, aka the comedian, aka Sam and Dean Winchester's father. Whatnot. This dude, this actor always has to remain physical in everything he does. Right? You know what I mean? And he's just standing back. I'm like, something's up.
I love that, and then I love the idea that he like similar to Fight Club when at some point the alter ego is like, I can take care of this if you want me to, but you got to ask for it. Like you got to say you want it. And Butcher was
Venom.
like, after Ryan, he was like, go ahead, bro.
This is kind of like Venom in a way.
And also in a sense, like, hey, tell me when you're ready for this, right? And then so I like the fact that he willingly gave in to himself. Now that being said, writing. So he says, when I tell you want to do this, I'm literally telling you that you want to do this. No, you're literally saying you are telling you want to do this. Like that's what that line should have been, because it's him talking to himself, right? So just repeating, it's not the same thing. Like you need to be like, no, you are talking to you right now. And it's like, oh, yeah, you're right. And it's like, and I do want to do it. I also like, so for the political stuff, right? They went too far. But I have to say that the creativity and the accuracy of the writers, when Homelander is like, we're going to make America safe again. And I'm like, these guys are geniuses, because that is exactly Trump's phrase. And you got to remember, this was shot 6 months, maybe a year ago. And they got it down to the exact phrase that Trump is using right now. And I was like, good on you. Good on you. I was like, I had to give, I was like, two points for that. Because it was that kind of predictable. The bad grammar on this show is bad. I just thought, well, so again, they also evolved the characters. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like Kamiko's talking now, and she and Frenchie are a thing. And we finally got the will they, won't they thing out the way. And now we're moving into season 5, right? Like, when your show is ending, you set it up to end. Like this season is getting everybody where they need to be for the ending, and I like that, right? So like they were very structured in how they were putting it together. So I thought, well, you bring up Black Noir, right?
Mhm.
And I'm like, get off of Trump and let's focus on some shit like how is Black Noir even alive? Like, how are you back?
No, that's a different guy. No. Huh?
Then-
They replaced him.
Who is he? How is he flying now? I'm like, I don't know any of this unless
What?
they explained it and I missed it.
No. They replaced it. So I think if they're going just like in the comic book, they just replace it. But matter of fact, no, they even at the end of the season were like, yo, how do we replace it? So what they did was they replaced Black Noir, the ones we've seen in the first few seasons, with a new guy who essentially kind of, because remember this new guy said, oh, this is the best acting gig. He said, yo, this is like I did my acting. So he is playing the original Black Noir, but because he kept his mask on for appearance's sake, it was like he was brand new.
This should have been a
You didn't
conversation
realize that?
because Homelander's one that killed him by himself.
Yeah,
so
he
like,
did.
where
The
is the
original.
conversation of like, hey, we got a new Black Noir? Like this is it. Like I was like, this character just came, and now like, you can fly. Like,
Oh,
what
you
the fuck
thought?
you?
Wait. Oh, you thought that was the original one?
No, I thought he got regenerated or some shit. I'm like,
Oh,
again, I was
no.
like, who is this dude? And then I'm like, but you like you said, it's the same actor. But like you said, he was able now that he's not burned, he's not a burn victim, right? He can like show
Right.
his face and he can talk. But I'm like, to your point, the other people don't know that. Butcher and
Well-
crew don't know the Black Noir got murdered, and this is a new guy. They don't know that. So why are they not asking questions like, how the fuck is this dude flying now? Like that should be a conversation.
They literally did that. As a matter of fact, Starlight, it's like he talked. Like everyone was confused. Everyone was confused because that's why both Homelander and Deep always had to correct Black Noir and be like,
Black Noir
does
doesn't
not
do that.
talk. Like saying like, come on, like you're about to fuck it up, man. You're about to fuck it up. Like
I feel like
you know?
if this was supposed to be like a secret, like we secretly replaced the dead Black Noir, right? Like Ashley or somebody should be like, oh my God, like it should have been a thing. Like, okay, like we had to replace him because this, and this. I'm like, we should have got into that more for me. A different actor, a different actor playing the part of Black Noir. Like I just like that was a huge thing for me. So again, I didn't know if they if Homelander something if the Tex had bought somehow took the guts he ripped out and just like regenerated him, or they just found some other random ass suit and stuck him in the suit. And I'm like, why is Black Noir so important that he has to be secretly replaced? Like, why can't he just be a
because it's Vault? Because it's Vault and it's all about appearances and whatnot, which is why, like, even with the whole thing of Maeve, they basically made it seem like everyone's on some sabbatical, whatnot, and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Nah, that's just not that was not a good look, especially other than Homelander, the most popular character of the seven is Black Noir. You know what I mean? And unfortunately for him, because he wears a mask, he's easily being replaced. No, I thought it was rather clear that he was dead and they just replaced him. Especially in the very beginning episodes where he literally says like, "Oh, this reminds me of like when I was on stage and he's an
actor." But I'm like, again, like to say like again, introduced to a brand new actor, a new character, really. Who are you? Like Sage. Sage is new. We got a whole backstory. We know where she's from. You know what her power is. Like she's introduced. Like you don't know her, so you need to get to know her. Firecracker is like, hey, you don't know her. You need to get to know her. Who is this dude? Like where did he come from? How did they find him? Like I wanted that. Like why would you choose? I'm just saying.
I'm gonna be honest. I think he's probably gonna be dead in the next season for me to even care about really who he really is.
Well, so let's get into that. Like, I thought A-Train was done, right? Like, they definitely gave him a redemption arc with the whole "I'm saving mother's milk" and the black boy who sees him and whatever. So I was like, oh, he's getting murdered because he's getting a new job. Like the actor's doing another show somewhere. I do know that. So I was like, I thought.
Well, I think he's also might be in that spinoff too that they're doing too, the other boys spinoff, The Boys Mexico. You know, so.
Oh.
You know, that'll be interesting. So, you know, because Gen V got renewed for a second season and The Boys got other spinoffs that they're playing. The only one that was confirmed is The Boys Mexico, which that I'll be watching that probably, I guess I'm most likely in subtitles, but you know, but I guess with The Boys, I guess they just wanted to end this one because it was like it was all comic book related stuff, and I think they were just kind of more hampered by just stuff that was written. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
they have
ending
canon. They have canon.
Yeah,
They have to
yeah,
stick to.
yeah. So they're ending this so they can just do, they're doing, like you said, the world building. They're doing the world building stuff, and then just so they can break off and do other stuff. You know what I mean? But
I thought so. Again, I mean, I like the new Black Noir. I wanted more of, again, who's his backstory? Like, again, is he gonna be around, or is he just like a temporary guy? Like, I was like, because Black Noir as a character is important, like, to the team, right? And I just wanted some more of that.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So Victoria. I thought the killing of the attempted assassination of the president got very convoluted for no reason. Like, if the goal is kill the president so Victoria can become the president, right? And that's in the comic book, as I'm understanding. And then Victoria's character is actually a man. If I'm
the VP. Yeah. I mean,
so
but but the VP gets killed too. But I think they might go a different route in season 5 because of recent events. But I don't know. We'll see.
The reason I bring it up is, like, it doesn't make sense. If you have a shapeshifter, right, who's pretending to be someone to assassinate the president, the shapeshifter can just be the president. Like, that's a whole lot easier.
No, but then you would have to but then you would have to essentially put the original president in like a dungeon and then have shapeshifter to always touch him constantly.
Yeah.
Because every few days. So that means if they go somewhere overseas, it only lasts like barely, like what, 48 hours, if that. You know what I mean?
We never
go overseas. She's screwed.
Just again. We're gonna get real technical about it. Okay, what about Kate? Again, if Gen V, right? So if Kate is in play, Kate can control people like she did to Frenchie. She can simply touch Singer, and Singer will do whatever the fuck she says. Like, you don't have to kill the man. Like, you can say, you will say, I resign and I'm handing over the presidency to the vice president, and it would have been done with it. Like, it was cool, but again, very convoluted with thinking about the characters that they brought into play. Is what I'm saying. That you got the resources to do this a lot faster and much more effective. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, it just seemed like a lot. To be like almost like a X-Men 2 type of thing, with Nightcrawler and shit. And I'm like, I don't know. What you? Because that would have been cool for Kate. That would make Kate a lot more useful. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, well, see, the problem about, I guess, even utilizing Kate that much is you would hope that every single person that's watching The Boys, every single one of them has to watch Gen V. And I don't say that because there are a couple people, even who I talked to, who watched The Boys religiously. It was kind of like back and forth on Gen V, and they still have not watched it. Or like some of them did, actually. Some of them did, but not everyone. Until I told them, like, oh, Homelander shows up at the end. They're like, oh, snap, maybe I will check it out. Like, because they just figured it was just a spinoff, and it wasn't like, it was kind of dealing with it. You know what I mean? So when I brought it up to a couple people at work about the whole, they were confused, like, damn, like, where did all of a sudden they get like stuff to kill Supes all of a sudden? You know what I mean? I'm like, that was in Gen V. They're like, oh, okay. The show I did not watch. So you're going to have to battle with that, because now people are going to be like, well, like, they're like, oh, I don't understand the background of Kate. Well, you got to watch Gen V. So I think the fear is that it's like,
but to your point,
let's be real, you watch the show, it's like, it's kind of two different audiences. I mean, both adults, both is not for kids though, you know what I mean? But like, one is like more, The Boys is catered towards like young to much older adults, right? Gen V, with all the college stuff and all the little making out stuff, is more towards like maybe younger adults, way past the whole Dawson's Creek type era. You know what I mean? But still, you know what I mean?
Well, I'm saying, but to your point, they made the virus a major subplot in this series. And like you said, unless you watch Gen V, you're not even going to understand where this came from. You know what I'm saying? So like but
that's why they were artistically. But the thing is, though, how they did it in The Boys, right? They did it in a way where it's like, even if you did not watch Gen V, they had like news reports, like, for example, in the background. It's like the University of Godokin, or whatever it's called, or Godokin. I feel like I'm saying Godokin, But it's like, created this whole, the the whole virus thing. You know what I mean? So they threw stuff like that in there, and they just made Kate and Sam to be kind of more of like another soup, like underling. You know what I mean? So you didn't really need a whole lot. That's why they didn't really even say that much either. You notice that
I mean,
too?
they didn't say anything. I mean, real. I
Yeah,
mean, so
he
like
had
his
like
whole
one or
words
two
were.
lines like to Homelander saying like it's like said thank you sir or something like that, and that was pretty much it.
Well, no, I'm saying when you see him in this, they say nothing, right? 'Cause it's all music. It's all Nirvana playing. So like,
Oh, you talking the last episode?
Yeah.
I'm talking about a couple episodes before that when they introduced him very briefly when he looks around when they were in the seventh area. That's what do you call it? The area where they all meet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were there. Kate was there, and so was Sam. When Sage's like, "Oh, I got a plan." I think it was episode 2 or 3, and then
really?
you turned around and Kate and Sam's there, and Kate's like, he's like, "Oh, thank you, sir." Like she had like one line. Sam didn't say anything though.
I did. So even I understand. So even more to my point, they could have been used for Singer. It's like I need a reason why. I need a reason why they just didn't go that route. To me, again, it's like they're trying to come up with a more again convoluted way. So then fuck, Sunfire. No, what's her name? Annie.
Starlight.
So Starlight can be useful. I was about to call Starlight the whole time. So like she can be useful, but like so let's again. Ryan was so important because he was the first naturally born superhero. Like that was a thing, right? Like your Homelander's child, Homelander was made. Like every other superhero before them were made. You were created, and then therefore you were empowered with powers, right? So Starlight,
and then the random hit puberty out of nowhere. And the reason why I say that because his first couple episodes, like his voice started cracking a lot. Like, hey, like when he was like on stage, like, hey, get off of her. I'm like, who's it? I thought I was like, is that an overlay? And I was like, oh no, that's his voice. I'm like, he didn't sound like that last season. I'm like, oh well, he's much older. I guess puberty is setting in. So
I guess so.
A whole lot. Sorry. All right, go ahead.
Anyway, so my thing is with Starlight being pregnant, like the whole abortion did not get the attention that it should have because this is a big deal. Like. She's not just a woman who's in charge of her body who decided she didn't want a baby and then tell the baby daddy. She's a superhero who therefore would have gave birth to a super baby. And then you don't know if she got pregnant when she was having sex with Huey when he was on V. So this could be like a really super child. And I'm like, that should have been a thing. Like who performed the abortion? Like the fetus should have been studied. Something. Like it was just weird that it was just kind of like my choice and just a reason for her to beat up a firecracker. I'm like, it irritated me. Like you're missing a very important storyline to me. Because that would have been studied. Bot scientists would have been all over that fetus. As I'm saying, especially with stem cells.
I agree in the sense that would have been an interesting story. I'm also afraid that we do stuff like that. It's like then I guess they would just have like 7 seasons, which I don't think that's their intent. They're not trying to have 12 episodes or whatnot. You know what I mean? They're trying to condense it. You know what I mean? They're trying to condense. You're right in the sense of like what I would like to hear a little bit of that. Sure, you know what I mean? But I also didn't feel like there wasn't too much needless stuff in there. To your point, there was a lot of needless stuff in here. Then I would have been like, yo, make room for this. You know what I mean? But I didn't. At least for me, I didn't see any. What? There was some needless stuff in here.
Oh, absolutely. Frenchie's unnecessary gay lover meant nothing. It meant nothing.
I thought that was important because of the whole thing with French, like just showing how damn. Because for a long time, Kimiko was like very, very damaged, right? Obviously, and French, we just know that French like killed maybe some innocent people, but. This was like the one season. And see, I think that was one of the positives I had about Frenchie this season, that it showed how fucking damaged she was, and how fucked up it was that he's fucking some dude who he killed their family. You know what I mean? I thought that was very heavy. I was good with them. I see that you weren't, but you know what I mean? I kind of like that. And in a sense, it made even more sense why him and Kimiko could actually even hook up even more now. You know what I mean? Like, because we knew how screwed up she was. To me, Frenchie before this season was just more like oh yeah, he was just a bomb maker, and he just like killed a whole bunch. He killed a bunch of people, but it didn't. It was different when you kind of see it on a human level, in the sense of seeing like this guy who's attacked, like who's so scared of this mysterious man that killed his parents. You know what I mean? And then throw in like, yo, and I love this man on top of that. Like, oh, I'm like, this is like a soap opera. What the hell? Oh shit!
And it went nowhere. But to your point, like when he
It
last
did.
season, when it went nowhere, bro. They
With Kamiko, how not?
They broke up. A relationship meant nothing. They broke up. He decided to send himself to jail. He didn't even stay in jail. And now all of a sudden he's okay with himself because Kamiko was like, we're all monsters. Okay. Like, you knew last season that he killed random ass people. Even they reminded us with the scene when he was talking to his former handler and how fucked up he was then. Like, we already went through this. Like, if he would have ended up with this dude, he didn't go back to Substance Anonymous. You never saw Caleb again. Like, it in the end, it meant nothing. If he would have went back,
I guess the point is, but you could kind of say that if you did the whole baby storyline thing, it's like, okay, you have them studying the babies, and what would they do differently that they didn't already do with Ryan?
So again,
you still saying like, where would you go with that you didn't already do with Ryan and you did?
But now you got Annie, who's gonna be like, and Huey to be like, they took our fetus. Because then again, you get into embryos and stem cells, which is also a politically charged issue, and be like, they're gonna use our fetus's baby like DNA to make some kind of super weapon or something. Like, we got to get it back. Like, it would have made something different besides Butcher trying to kill Homelander again. Like, to me. And would have more implication. Again, they don't have to do seasons for that, but if they would at least made an effort, like, it would have been something. I just thought it was, again, Hugh, and then this is nothing. Huey finds out that his girlfriend aborted his baby without talking to him, and he don't give zero fucks. He's like, well, it happens. Then he continues to have unprotected sex with this woman, Emmett, and it's like, hey, it's whatever. I'm like, you stuck 2 fingers in my ass. I'm like, you need to have a conversation. Like, if you ain't trying to have kids, you just have so abortion is just how you do the morning after? Is that what you do? Like, this should have been something, especially when again, he goes back and bangs the shapeshifter, not knowing who she was. But you just nutting up in this girl, and you saw how it happened last time. So I was like, what are we doing? To me. Anyway, the Trump stuff was a bit much. They switched the Deep storyline with A-Train. So the Deep was supposed to be the one to run away. I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking about there.
I don't know either. I can real quick. I can fix that these cat writers, the writers of this show are communists. Okay.
You gotta remember, and they don't like both parties in there, and they're Anakin said they wanted
anarchists. I think.
Oh.
I think they're supposed to be anarchists. I think. But anyway. So I was like, there's storylines were unnecessary. So like Tech Knight, because this became a whole thing too. Like the whole Tech Knight scene with Huey pretending to be a web weaver, and the fact that he was sexually assaulted, and people were upset that the writers were like, "What are you talking about?" I had to go back and watch it again to be like, was he sexually assaulted? Like, he was not. He was not. Well, what are your thoughts? Do you remember the scene in detail? Did you see watch again? Is what I'm saying.
I think what Ashley did was that it looked like Tech just didn't have his chance yet. So we didn't see everything that Ashley did. I mean, like, we saw the beginning of it, and then it cut something else. So maybe, I don't know, maybe whatever Ashley did that it was assaulting.
So on camera, so he sat in a cake and farted on it. Yeah. Once he was strapped to the chair, Ashley tickled his feet, licked his feet. She wiped her juices on his mask, didn't even touch him. It just touched the mask. And all of a sudden,
it must have been off camera. I guess, I don't know.
Or again, I'm like, you doing too much. Like, sexual assault is this shapeshifter because
I think so. Huey really did go through sexual assault in the comic book. Just like, for example,
he did.
Just like in the what do you call it? the whole thing with Annie being forced to give the Deep of BJ, right? They in the comic book they went really explicit with it, and then if you remember with the show, it was just alluded to, right? They did like you know what I mean? She was like, "Hey, like you're my number one fan, huh?" You know what I mean? And you just see her like walking out the back. You know what I mean? It's like, so I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to go that far because there's some crazy stuff that happens with like, as you know, with the boys, whatever. I think when it comes to stuff like rape and stuff like that, they just they'll talk about it more of like compared to the comic book. Just you know what I mean? I don't know. I think Amazon does have a limit. They're like, okay, yeah, you exploding someone's penis. Okay, you know, you go in someone's butthole and just tickling with his innards. Okay, you know, you're not getting consent. Hell no. You know, no consent. We just gonna do off camera. I think that's
well. No, the reason. So again, so it was more how the writer and producer like reacted when he was interviewed about it. That people were like, no, just because it's a man doesn't make it less assault. My point is, even his defense should have been the character Huey. After that happens, he starts crying about his dad. Like when next time he's with Annie and crew, he's crying, as I understand, that his father is dead and he had to put him down. You know what I'm saying? Like his experience with Tech Knight is not even a conversation. So I'm like, clearly, unlike when Starlight went through her shit with the Deep, that was like 3 or 4 episodes. That was damn near the season. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I liked how the shapeshifter almost put it back on her to be like, you made a choice, and Starlight had to think about that a little bit. And then Victoria, I want to talk about because Victoria. So when they went to the farm, which I thought was cool, with the flying sheep and that kind of crazy shit, was that in the comic books? Do you know if that was in the comic books?
I don't remember that part.
The reason I bring it up is because Victoria can control blood. She made no effort to try to blow these things up. Like they are living things with blood in them. Like she's running like she can't defend herself, like, or defend them. Like, blow up a couple of them because that's her shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it just seemed kind of weird. Again, it's just plot convenience, that sort of thing. So I was like, that was a situation. Unfortunately, this season was nothing but loose change and filler. They wasted my favorite character just as for Vicky. Who's Vicky?
Yeah, he was a good. Yeah, Victoria. Talking about Victoria.
Oh yeah, my bad. I'm sorry, my bad.
Yeah,
my bad.
no, I thought she you know, I really liked her character too. You know what I mean? You know, like there was a lot of depth to her. At first, she was just some random politician who was popping people's heads off, but doing the whole stuff with her daughter was very kind of add a different element to her. You know, you know, so yeah. I mean, yeah, it was kind of sad to see her go. You know, in a way. So I'm just wondering what the boys are going to do now that you know, well. I guess Starlight's the only one that actually was able to escape. The other ones were captured, and Butcher, you know, who knows what you know, I don't know, Butcher / Kessler, they on, you know,
they're on their own shit.
Yeah, they're on their own shit. So you know.
But I thought with the
MM, man, MM cannot get away from Love Sausage. Damn it,
dude.
Damn it. Like, what is up with this dude always getting stuck with like poor MM, man.
I don't understand. So to your point, Oliver, like if Vicky, so where's Edgar? Like, she saved Edgar from going back to prison, right? Where is he? Because Zoe is getting sent to Red River. So I'm like, where is Edgar? That no one found him or is looking for him. I'm like, I think that's a big character plot hole to be like he's out there still in play. I thought if Vicky would have went out trying to kill Homelander, I would have took that better. If she would have took on him, try to make him explode or whatever, because he threatened her daughter, and then he rips her apart. That makes sense. I don't understand how Butcher has the power, and I understand his power, to be real, that all of a sudden, he has these tentacles that can rip like superheroes apart. Like, so can he rip Homelander apart? Like is that where he's going with this?
I don't think he can take out Homelander. I don't, not with those powers. You know what I mean? He's something more. No, you gotta remember. I mean, yeah, these other guys are strong. Like, for example, the Deep. I mean, the Deep was able to put his fist in someone's face. You know what I mean? But we've seen these guys like the only ones who was probably almost as strong as Homelander as far as strength goes, maybe is Maeve. Maeve is the only one, but that's what she's known for, is just her strength. But she's a whole lot stronger than someone like the Deep, A-Train, and even Black Noir. You know what I mean? So it's like different tier. Like, for example, so with Victoria, like, she pretty much got her ass kicked. You know what I mean? Like by Starlight, essentially. Like when they had that brief little, like, thing in the park or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, you know what I mean? Like, but everyone knows, like, Homelander is just, he's genetically changed to a different version of what the other suits are. You know what I mean? So I don't see the tentacles really doing much of anything except maybe slowing down for a split second. Just like what happened with Soldier Boy. Just like everything that happened with Soldier Boy and whatnot. When you saw the suits trying to take out Soldier Boy and it didn't work. You know what I mean? So
with the return of Soldier Boy, my question is, where is Marie, Emma, and Jordan? Because they're also trapped by Homelander. And as I'm understanding, because I had to go back and I went back and watched the end of Gen V because with, like I said, with Kate and Sam being brought in the way they were, I don't remember the staff meeting. So thank you for that. Like, but when I see them like being used by Homelander, I'm like, where's the other three? Well, actually 4, but the actor died, so he's definitely not coming back. But I mean,
unless they replace him, they might replace him or whatnot because of how
important he is to the story, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I would probably make if I was them, I would probably make the uncomfortable decision of replacing him. Unfortunately, I mean, I guess you could say, oh, someone died. He died in a fight against home. I don't know. You could say that. You know what I mean? Sure.
I mean, maybe Kate makes him kill himself.
But what I'm waiting for is Kate. Now that Soldier Boy's alive, Kate running into Soldier Boy. That's the thing. Remember, when they went into her dreams?
Oh yeah.
What's going on? It's like, he fainted. It's like, I guess I'm in Kate's fantasy or whatever. So that will be interesting. And Soldier Boy don't be turning out no women.
He don't. That would be interesting. So Ryan's whole thing. So Ryan has been inconsistent, and it gets on my nerves. When season 3 ended, they almost want to show that he was maybe turning because he smiled at Homelander being applauded for killing that dude, right? So it's like, oh, there's a problem with him, right? Then this season starts and he's like, oh, he's back to the timid boy who doesn't know where he wants to be. And maybe he just wants to help people for real. And then that doesn't happen. Mm-hmm. Then he smiles when that lady assistant was whooping the shit out of the movie producer that was sexually harassing her. And that never went anywhere. You never saw those two characters again. Then he's back to, oh my God, Dad, you're a monster and I'm scared, but I can't leave my dad because I don't know. And then he kills old girl. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing with this kid? Because now he's like, your parents are good. They're not evil with the whole puppet show. I'm like, what are we doing with this character? Like where is he mentally? Because he's doing way too many flips to me. I'm not seeing consistent evolution.
I agree there. I mean, I didn't like that either. I mean, it would be one thing if like you show him kind of going towards Homelander, and then Butcher kind of steers on the right path, but kind of, going back and forth, and then towards the end, it looks like he's going towards Homelander. I'm not a fan of that. To your point, I have a feeling we're going to get that in season 5. So yeah,
it would be interesting to go if Ryan is ultimately the one that has to take out Homelander and Soldier Boy. Like somehow, like he gets his shit together.
I don't think it's gonna be both, because here's the deal. I feel like Soldier Boy, like Soldier Boy and Homelander ain't cool. I know Homelander got Soldier Boy in this little tube, whatever, but I don't see Soldier Boy still being good. If anything, maybe Soldier Boy might even raise his own grandson and raise Ryan. But
well, no, to your point, like I think, I'm sorry. I think they're making another spinoff. I forgot what's called. So
Mexico?
Said Mexico.
New Mexico, yeah. But I think then they were talking about doing other stuff too. So I don't know if you're referring to the one that they're doing in Mexico or a different one. So they can go in a lot of directions. I'll say that. So.
I mean, they truly got a lot of material to work with. I mean, with the characters. But so Kimiko again, storyline that didn't go anywhere. Her friend / sister or whatever showing up, they fight, she leaves, that goes nowhere. Like to me, by the end of the season, I was like, what did we achieve with this? As a character.
She was one of the wasn't that one of the girls that I guess she fought but lived essentially? The one like she got messed up.
Yeah, with the scar. But
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
how did that change Kamiko? Like that didn't cause her to start talking, for example. Like that didn't. She was in therapy. Like that meant nothing. It was ultimately Frenchie, leaving that caused her to start speaking again. Like they're not connecting this stuff. Like each one of these things got her to the point that she was willing to talk again. That's what I'm saying. It just seemed like a lot of random stuff.
Yeah, I think all that girl was good for just kind of it was just more of the springboard to go into the flashback essentially. You know what I mean? I think that's pretty much.
Because they could have did that in season 1 when we met Kamiko, which I thought that was the whole thing. Like we already did that with her actual brother. You know what I'm saying? And that sort of thing. Again, like so the therapy didn't really go anywhere. Frenchie going to Substance Anonymous really didn't go anywhere. Huey's father coming back just to be killed really didn't mean shit. Like in the big scheme of things, I'm like the mama didn't mean anything. I thought she was going to be a superhero or something, like a plant or something from Vought. And then
I am glad they brought back Simon Pegg because I know he's really busy or whatever. And a lot of people, including myself, didn't like how little time we saw him in a lot of previous seasons. So previous seasons. So just kind of seeing him towards, at least get it like a send off is good. But you're right. Like the mother, it just kind of went nowhere as well. I know some people said that they thought maybe she was a shapeshifter.
I remember I saw that maybe that was her, like, and then it was all connected, right? Like then he was just basically he or she was basically following Huey like around, and like that would have been and that would have made that character relevant, right? And then to the thing, I really do like the shapeshifter. Like again I thought it was, how did Maze was awesome. Maze was absolutely awesome. That in the end, she was the mastermind behind all. It sounds nice. It sounds nice to say Maze was the mastermind behind all of this. My problem is who recorded that video of Singer saying, hey, I ordered the death of Victoria, and how did she get it? Like,
no, that was Fake Annie. Fake Annie was it. That's why you notice she kept doing this. She kept following everywhere that Bobby went. Fake Annie was in that room.
But where did the camera come? So the camera was in her? Where did the camera come from? Oh, I'm sorry. You went silent.
Oh, sorry. It could be like contact lenses. It could be like, stuff like that.
That should have been explained. It should, because I'm like, where did the video? It was good video call, but I'm like, where did it come from? How was that the ultimate plan? Like I was, it looked cool, but it didn't make a lot of sense, bro. Like how did we get there? And then. So then now we got that Annie is strong enough to choke someone to death. I'm like, because she was just a fancy flashlight at one point, but now she choked this woman to death. And then so they left her body. Like, where's her body? Why did they let Victoria's body be found? How did they know Victoria's dead? Back it up. How does the public know Victoria's dead?
Because of that bodyguard that escaped. Remember, like they were like, oh shit, that one bodyguard when Billy went and then you saw that one bodyguards escaping, and they were like, shit, like I think it was Frenchie. One of them was like, shit, like when they saw he escaped.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Like again, because you would think they would got rid of the body, just like they got rid of this, like they got rid of Zoe. So
yeah,
I'm
that's how they knew that it was from the boys, and that's why they said, oh, what they call them, Starlighters or whatever they call them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So Ryan. Oh, here you go. Ryan is a preteen, so he flip-flopping makes sense, but hopefully Ryan just goes dark and becomes the new Homelander. I hear you, but like again,
I'm thinking more like Brightburn. Let's do like Brightburn.
Yo, Brightburn was a beast. Like I would love that. I mean, I love that movie. I really did. I'm sorry that didn't turn into a franchise. But it's not making sense, dude. Like again, he's like, Mama would have wanted me to do better. So you realize that Homelander's crazy as fuck, right? And you just found out that he raped your mama, which is how you got here. But he's still like, I don't know. Maybe I need to go see my daddy. I'm like, what? I'm not seeing it. I'm not.
Yeah,
It just
unfortunately though, he had no one to turn to because Billy ain't no good either. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Billy's messed up. So it's just a battle of who's the lesser of dads.
The lesser of the evils, the
Yeah,
one who
yeah, you
didn't
know what I
rape your
mean.
mama.
So,
Like, I mean, I
so,
just
so when you're a preteen and you have someone in your ear or whatnot, it gets very confusing. So I can see how Homelander can kind of manipulate his little young mind.
that's
So
why fake Annie was getting so hot. The camera was in her, but she was getting hot when they met her. So that doesn't make sense. Like the first thing she said when she was in the closet was, it feels like a furnace in here. And I felt that because her body was trapped in somebody else's body. But again, that we had time that should have been explained because she's dead. Like she didn't make it out of there. Was that part of the plan too? Like Sage should explain this somehow, especially when Homelander's sitting up there like he lost, and she's like, it all came together. And so I love the fact that she's like, phase 2 is going to begin, and he's like, what word? And like, so like, I would love to see how that. I thought Firecracker was going to die. The milk scene was hilarious when she squirted it out on. I was like, this is the boys. Like that's the boys.
I love how Homelander just got turned on, but like, oh.
And then he's sitting up there sucking on her titty. Like he's sitting up there like how is she holding you? You're so big. Like I was like, that is the boys. I mean, that is season 1. That is season 1 going into season 4. And I love that. Sister Sage mentioned some curveballs happening, but that's such a broad statement. And I'm like, again, we have time. Like she's not going to explain it in season 5. Like that's not happening. So we just have to assume that. No, because they got to move on to the next phase. They got to move on to the next phase. You know what I'm saying? So like season 4 is done. Like they're gonna be like Homelander's in charge. You know what I'm saying? And the Supes are running wild. And what is Butcher's plan to take down Homelander finally? Like they're just gonna move forward. And again, Sage is an awesome character. The great writing was the lobotomy thing. I didn't see it. I didn't pay attention the first time. But the first time that the Deep comes over and she gives him the ass, and it doesn't make sense, right? And then they zoom out and they show you the lobotomy thing, like on the table, but they don't explain it. And then they come back again, and she's like, "Poke me in the eye, and I'll let you poke me in the butt," right, or something like that. And I was like, "Did that happen the first time?" So I went back and I was like, "Look at that." Like consistent. I was like, that being said, when she got shot in the head at the mansion, she should have been trying to fuck Homelander. Like it should have been consistent. Like she should have been like, "Look here, Homelander, you want something to say?"
No, that's not. So that's not why she fucked. Like no, because like for example, she fucked Black Noir and she didn't have to get lobotomized. It was like so because like as he said today, it's like you didn't have to get lobotomized. Like you know what I mean? When the Deep said that to him, Black. No, it's just more of like, Deep, you are a piece of shit. Out of everyone here, you are horrible. I would need to get lobotomized in order to fuck you.
I love the reveal. I love the reveal, and I love the whole bro conversation, even though it irritates the shit out of me the way people say bro these days. But the fact that Black Noir and Deep were like, bro, it was hilarious. It was hilarious, and it fit the characters. I like that.
Hey, okay, just to let you know, I gotta go in a couple of minutes or whatnot. So my wife just hit me up and Orion did it. So
yes, family stuff to do. Phase 2 can only be worldwide domination. And so you're right about that. And I wanted to tie it back to what she said. No, Homelander said, I will give you the opportunity. Would you like the opportunity to apply your theories on a global scale? That's what he said. And I like the fact that again, maybe phase 2 is global because right now it's just America. But anyway, Sister Sage, I love that. I'm happy A Train lived. I hope he comes back.
We'll see.
We'll see. But anyway, any final words, Father?
No, I mean, just I don't, it's just they're changing a lot from the comic book, but I don't know. I'm kind of liking like what's going on so far. I know with season 5, I guess we're gonna have a lot of depth, so so we'll see.
All right, man. Well, you have a good time. I will see you next weekend, and tell your family I said hello.
What do you see, you guys? I gotta deal with a crying baby now. All right,
I can hear it. Bye. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. What do we got? I'm curious to see how the Deep and Firecracker will react to Sister Sage being back in the 7. She doesn't necessarily have to come back to be the mastermind because she wasn't even around and she was running everything. So I think she's just going to come in and out. Like Homelander's going to think he's in charge and just think he's making things happen. And then you're going to find out that it's like Sage doing it all. So I don't know how much also since Chris is gone, but it didn't make sense that Ashley was like, no, Sage. Was it Sage that was like, hey, Homelander? No, I'm sorry, Victoria. You got to get rid of everyone who has dirt on you before we go public or whatever. So Homelander sends the crew out to kill everybody on some list. And it takes the Deep to figure out that, like, shouldn't Ashley be on the list? Because doesn't she know everything about us? And he's like, oh, yeah, my point is Homelander murdered a man in public, probably on camera, and went home. So what possible corporate stuff could they find that all of a sudden everything's going to fall apart if he can get away with murder? So that didn't make a lot of sense, right? Like clearly the public is behind Homelander and he's going to be okay. And he really don't give a fuck about the Deep, you know what I'm saying, and the rest of the crew. So it didn't kind of make sense. Ashley, what new powers does she have? I'm pretty sure it's in the comic books. And for the record, I did not read the comic book, so I don't know. But I would love to see what comes out of her and her brain expanding and everything. I thought that was an interesting cliffhanger since it's not really clear, what happens. Which is coming back first, Gen V or The Boys season 5, and are they going to do some more crossovers with that? I like to see where how that goes. It's a great cast. Butcher knows that he's setting in place something that's going to kill all the Supes, including him. But he only has one vial. He has one injection of this super serum thing, right? So is he only trying to kill Homelander, or is he really trying to make a pandemic that's going to kill anyone with superpowers? Is he really going to kill Ryan? If he sees Ryan again, can he really put him down? I doubt it. I've doubted. With him seeing his wife and then seeing seeing Joe, I kind of wanted the wife to be sent away. Like he says, I'm accepting Joe and I'm sending my wife away. Like, this is what I choose. Like, I think that would have been awesome for him to have one final choice. And be like, oh, like he consciously is doing it. Like, I have no choice. This is the best thing for everybody, and this is who I really am. I thought something like that would be cool. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for hanging out with me in the chat, and if you're watching out there, I hope you enjoy your weekend. Again, what do you think about season 4 of The Boys? How does it meet with the comics? What do you want to see? Oh, Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell's cameos were hilarious. Like, that's absolutely hilarious. It's great how many like celebrities like trying to come in and have cameos and stuff. I didn't watch much of Supernatural, so I didn't realize how much of the Supernatural cast is in this show. So is the other brother gonna come now that Walker Texas Ranger got canceled? Like, is that dude coming? Maybe he'll be in season 5 with Soldier Boy somehow. I don't know. Anyway, again, like on the video, comment on the video, share the video. We'll see you next weekend. Tomorrow, we're doing Dirty D season 3. Stacey and I will be doing that. Friday evening, Chris and I are going to be doing Deadpool and Wolverine. And then we got Unprisoned, those who are about to die on Peacock, the Gladiator show, House of the Dragon, Family Business. So we got a few things coming up, and I hope you enjoy it because we enjoy talking to you. So again, till next time, I will say thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. I see people watching us in the chat.
I enjoy the view very much. I don't know what the fuck I was watching.
Rewatch this when we're done. Rewatch this. You'll see what we're talking about. You'll be like, oh shit,
hilarious, absolutely hilarious.
You want to go ahead?
Oh shit. Stacey, do your thing. Fuck that shit.
But anyway, please like and share and comment on the video and all that kinds of stuff. As they say, we're just going to end this broadcast and say bye.